Let's get ready for the weirdest, most morbidly entertaining showdown on the internet. The ultimate competition. What is dangerous? Tonight, we present 3 improbable duels and a grand finale to crown the oldest assassin of all time. Think gladiators, but the gladiators are a cuddly a hunk of space rock, a paper cut, and a cup of coffee that had 1 espresso too many. Buckle up, because logic, laughter, and low probability doom are about to collide. You can ask, why a jackfruit or banana peel into battle? It's because we can. Round 1. Domestic cat versus meteor. Rulebook. 1 single domestic cat. No cougars, no lynxes, no Jurassic pumas. Against the chance of being fatally struck by any meteor from space, any size counts. The cat brings claws, teeth, and an impressive resume of mischief. Scratches that can fester into infection. Hello, cat scratch disease, allergic reactions, and very occasionally an aggressive bite that causes serious injury. Statistics are messy here, but globally, cat-related incidents that cause severe injury or death number in the low 10s, 200s per year. A tiny but real trickle across the whole planet. The meteor, meanwhile, is the cosmic lottery. Millions of meteors enter Earth's atmosphere daily. Most burn up like shooting stars. And the tiny handful that survive to the ground are rare and usually land in unpopulated areas. The odds of a random person being fatally struck by a meteor are astronomically tiny. Estimates often quoted by amateur statisticians put the lifetime risk at something like 1 in several billion. So, who wins? If you live in a city and own a cat, the cat is by far more likely to inconvenience, injure, or in extremely rare cases, seriously harm you than a space rock. Winner! The domestic cat, undefeated in the most likely to cause an odd demise category. Round 2. Paper cut versus caffeine overdose. Rulebook. Paper cut scenarios range from the comedic superficial to the horror movie nightmare where a cut becomes infected or, improbably, hits a major artery. In real life, paper cuts are painful, surprisingly bloody on tiny fingers, and prone to anointing infections. But fatal paper cut deaths are essentially urban legend level. Caffeine, however, is sneaky. To reach a lethal dose of pure caffeine for an average adult, you'd need on the order of several grams, which converts into a lot of coffee. Common rough estimates for a fatal caffeine overdose put the number somewhere between dozens and a few hundred standard cups, depending on cup size and brew strength. A frequently cited ballpark is that drinking the caffeine equivalent of roughly 50 to 100 cups of brewed coffee in a short period could be dangerous. Some sources say extreme cases of cardiac arrest have occurred after ingesting the equivalent of a few dozen very strong espresso shots. Practical takeaway: a paper cut is far more likely to ruin your day, make you swear, and maybe require a bandage and antiseptic, while caffeine overdose requires an extraordinary binge or concentrated supplements. Winner: caffeine overdose, but only because you had to actively guzzle heroic quantities or swallow powdered caffeine. Otherwise, calm down and put down the energy drink. Round 3. Jackfruit on the head versus banana peel slip. Rulebook. 1 scenario is a heavy, falling jackfruit. Those things are impressively hefty, landing on your head. The other is the classic banana peel slip, leading to a fall. Physics says falling heavy fruit can absolutely injure you if it drops from a tall tree. Concussions and worse are possible if the fruit is big enough and the drop is high. Banana peel slips are comically likely in cartoons and plausibly harmful in the real world. A bad slip can lead to a head smack on pavement, broken bones, or worse, especially for older adults. Which is more dangerous? It depends on location and fragility. In fruit-heavy tropical regions with tall jackfruit trees, beware the skyward squash. On city sidewalks, watch your step for sheer, everyday probability worldwide. Banana pill slips likely cause more cumulatively reported injuries. But the jackfruit packs? More raw one-off. Catastrophic potential. Winner. Banana peel for frequency. Jackfruit for dramatic one-hit knockout. Call it a draw, depending on geography. Grand finale. After tallying up the unlikely but real body counts and factoring in accessibility and frequency, our champion for most likely to actually end your days among the weirdest causes goes to caffeine overdose, but with a giant asterisk. Why? Because caffeine is everywhere. Can be concentrated into dangerous forms, powdered supplements, and doesn't require cosmic odds or owning a skittish pet. It requires just a deliberate, excessive action. So, sip your coffee responsibly. Hug your cat, but don't let it bite. Watch where you step. And maybe, just maybe, avoid standing under fruit-laden trees.